ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चना गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा. We are discussing today about the life of Prahlad Maharaj, which is from the seventh canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, Prahlad Maharaj's story is very well known, and it's the most revered, and it's one of the favorite. He's one of the favorite characters of Srimad Bhagavatam. So many devotees hold Prahlad Maharaj's story very dear to their hearts. So, and even Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to hear the stories of Prahlad Maharaj and Dhruva Maharaj from Gadadhar Pandit, right? So, the life and characters of the great souls is a great source of inspiration for all the common people. And when we hear the stories of the great souls like Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, Ambrish Maharaj, Prithu Maharaj, Yudhishthir Maharaj, we get the inspiration to practice the devotional service. So, and this will inspire us to perform bhakti to Krishna in a more effective manner. And Prahlad Maharaj is a very special devotee who manifested the devotional qualities at the age of 5 only. He became a devotee before his birth. So he was enlightened and he was initiated in his mother's womb. So basically, the story goes like this: like Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. There were two demons who were tormenting the universe, and Hiranyaksha, because of his power, he wanted to fight with someone. So he was searching for someone so that because he wants to show his strength, so because he wanted to fight, and he went to Varuna Deva and asked like. Varadev, can I please fight with you? So Varadev said, no, I'm very old. I cannot fight with you. Only Lord Vishnu can satisfy your desire. Only with him only you can fight. So then at that time, Narada Muni came and told that Lord Vishnu is in Garbhodaka ocean. And so Hiranyaksha went there and found Vishnu in the form of Varahadev, boar incarnation of the Lord. And there was a big fight between them. And after a long fight, Varahadev slapped below the ear of Hiranyaksha, and Hiranyaksha died. This angered Hiranyakashipu, who is his brother. And but Hiranyakashipu, in the beginning, when he heard the death of Hiranyaksha, he was consoling all his basically Hiranyaksha's wife and all the relatives and mother Diti. And he was explaining that like body is temporary, it is going to die anyways, soul will never die, and all these instructions. He was giving all this information, and then he says that Hiranyaksha died a very glorious death because he fought very bravely and he died. And after consoling all his relatives, then he comes out and he tells the demons that he will go to do tapasya to please Lord Brahma, so that he can get boons to kill Lord Vishnu. So, and he tells the demons that you should go and destroy all the Vedic culture, try to destroy the sacrifices and torment the brahmanas and the devotees. He says, let there be rule of the demons everywhere. So Hiranyakashipu went to perform tapasya, and the way how he performs tapasya is he stands on the toes, looking in upward direction, putting his hands upward, and he starts worshipping Lord Brahma for many years in that posture. So because of his severity of his austerities, and there was a fire everywhere, and everyone is suffocated, and his severity of austerities is so much that there was ant hills around him, and half of his body was completely eaten by insects, termites, and ants. He was maintaining his life here within his rib cage only. So to that degree, he was determined and performing that severe austerities. All this he was doing for killing Lord Vishnu. So in his absence, and the Devatas went to Hiranyakashipu's palace, and they kidnapped Kayadu, Hiranyakashipu's wife. And Narada Muni, when Narada Muni saw that the Devatas are kidnapping Kayadu, Narada Muni came and he asked, like, why are you kidnapping this woman who is the wife of another man? So Devatas say that we won't harm this woman. We just want to kill the son in her womb. So, and Narada Muni asks, why do you want to do that? Then Devatas will say that Hiranyakashipu is a great demon, and he is already tormenting many devotees and everybody. So if his son will come out, then he will be another demon. So it is better to kill that baby in the womb. So when Narada Muni hears this, they say that after killing the baby, we'll just release this lady, we'll send her back. So Narada Muni says that the child in her womb will be a great Mahabhagavad devotee named Prahlad. So it is very confusing, right? When we hear that the son of a great demon will be a great devotee. But since Narada Muni said it, all the Devatas believed it, and Devatas offered obeisances to Kayadu and circumambulated her, and they offered obeisances to the child in the womb of Kayadu, and they left. And in one of the lectures, Srila Prabhupada says that because they are devotees, they obeyed, they accepted what Narada Muni said. But if they are not devotees, it's very sometimes they won't accept it. Even devotees say so. Narada Muni took Kayadu to his ashram, and the speciality of Narada Muni is that he can befriend anyone, even if it is demons or devotees. Everyone will trust him, right? But he favors only devotees. So Narada gave shelter to Kayadu, and he takes him to his ashram. and she was staying in the ashram, and she was performing some services and waiting for her husband to come back. And she decided that she will give birth after her husband comes. So they were able to do that at that time. And for example, Diti also decided to give birth after 100 years, because her husband told that these two demons, like Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, after they are born, they'll be tormenting all the sagey people and the devatas. So Diti decided to postpone that at least for 100 years. So she was carrying carrying Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu in her womb for 100 years. And coming back to this, Narada thought that because Narada, he doesn't stay calm without talking about the Supreme Lord, right? So Narada thought to give classes to Kayadu. Then when but Kayadu could not hear what Narada Muni was saying, because she was not that receptive, because she was anxious about her husband, about Hiranyakashipu, and also the child in her womb, because already Devatas tried to kill a child. So she was anxious about the child as well. So when there is anxiety, we cannot focus on Harikatha. It's very difficult, right? But Prahlad, who was in her womb, he didn't had any anxiety. So he was focusing on Harikatha. So when we discuss about Krishna with with other devotees, the dualities of the material plane will not affect us, the happiness or distress. It will not affect us, as we are not on the material plane at that time, because we will have an we have elevated our consciousness to a spiritual plane. So being being anxious about Hiranyakashipu and her child, Kayadu, she could not focus on what Narada Muni was saying. But Prahlad Maharaj was focusing on Harikatha spoken by Narada Muni. So when it is said that when the transmitter is potent, right? When somebody is giving and the receiver is also potent, the transmission happens seamlessly. There won't be any problem. Like for example, like this Zoom call, if there is no proper signal at your end or my end, then we cannot convey the message, right? So similarly, when Guru is potent and the disciple is eager to hear, yeah, and hear about and eager for the spiritual inspiration, then the inspiration for that spiritual service, it would be automatically transmitted. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, there is one shloka says, Tanno Bhavan Vai Bhagavad Pradano Mahattamaikanta Parayanasya Harir Udaram Charitam Vishuddham Shushrushatam no Vitanotu Vidwan. So this shloka, basically, it describes the qualification of the speaker of Bhagavatam and qualification of hearer of Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavad Pradano, basically the qualification of the speaker is what? He who speaks Krishna as the prime objective. And what is the qualification of the hearer? Is Shushrushatam. He is very eager to hear. So, for example, if we don't have hunger, even if we eat the most delicious food, we won't be able to digest it, right? Similarly, if we are eager to hear about the Lord, then we will be able to absorb the messages of Srimad Bhagavatam. We can nourish ourselves. So Prahlad Maharaj was very eager. He is not born yet. Even if he takes birth, he takes birth in a demonic family, right? His demonic birth, his tender age, and being in the womb of a mother, these are not an obstacle for Prahlad Maharaj to hear Harikatha from Narada Muni and receive that spiritual inspiration. So no material circumstances can block our progress in bhakti if we are eager to hear. And it is said, Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radokshaje ahaituki pratihata yayatma suprasidate. Right? Paro dharma. What is the paro dharma? Devotion service unto Krishna is a supreme dharma. Paro dharma, supreme dharma of every living entity. And how that bhakti has to be performed, ahetuki and apratihata. Without ahetuki is without material motivations, apratihata is without any interruptions. Then our heart is completely satisfied. So even after performing bhakti for like 15, 20 years and our heart is not completely satisfied, then we have to check ourselves whether we are performing bhakti with ahetuki and apratihata or not. Ahetuki sometimes also means causeless bhakti. What is the cause of bhakti? Bhakti is a cause of bhakti. So bhakti in the heart of Narada Muni is the cause of bhakti in the heart of Prahlad Maharaj. So apratihata is no interruptions. Basically, Prahlad Maharaj, even though he is his tender age, being in a womb of and being in a demonic family, these were not interruptions for Prahlad Maharaj. So eventually, Hiranyakashipu comes back when Brahma asked, "What do you want?" When he performs tapasya, Brahma comes and asks him, "What do you want?" So then Hiranyakashipu says that, "Let me not die." But Brahma says, "I cannot give that benediction because I will die as well." So then Hiranyakashipu gives this so many protocols, hundreds of protocols that I should not die inside or outside or in sky or on land or not by any weapon, right? So he gives so many protocols, and Brahma grants those things, and then these benedictions made him almost deathless. So however intelligent one may be, to avoid death, one cannot avoid death because it is Krishna who comes in the form of death as time factor, right? Hiranyakashipu felt that he has become deathless. He conquered all three planets. He went to Svargaloka and he made Svargaloka as his headquarters. He would demand all the natural resources from all the devatas without any obstacles. Like if he is if he wants the sun to set in the middle of the afternoon, the sun would set. So he was living in the heavens. He had all the riches and everything, but he was always dissatisfied. So he has because he has become a victim of the senses. So earlier he controlled his senses for attaining all these boons. After he got the boons, he has become the victim of the senses, because power or position or facility, all these things cannot satisfy the heart. So what satisfies the heart? Only sincere devotion service to the Supreme Lord Krishna, right? So his son Prahlad took birth, and when he became like 5 years old, he was sent to school of Shanda and Amarka, who are the sons of Shukracharya. So what is a school? It's a school of atheism. So there were only three subjects taught: dharma, artha, and kama. So dharma is some rituals to get artha, and kama is sense gratification. And who are the professors in that school? Shanda and Amarka. And his classmates, Prahlad Maharaj's classmates, were the demon kids. So Prahlad Maharaj was getting association of these demons. He was getting and the teacher and classmates, they were all demons, but he is a Mahabhagavad devotee. So how will he study? So the basically the syllabus of was atheism. they were telling that we should hate Lord Hari, we should consider all devotees as enemies. But Prahlad Maharaj was already enlightened. So who is the guru of Prahlad Maharaj? Narada Muni, right? So we have spiritual gurus and we have material gurus as well. So if we keep the teachings of our spiritual gurus in our heart, we will not be affected by the teachings given by the atheistic gurus or materialistic gurus. So as a matter of duty, we might go and listen, but our main attachment would be of the teachings received from the spiritual guru. And those teachings are, when those teachings are intact in our heart, we will be unaffected by other teachings. So Prahlad Maharaj was listening to all that. Hiranyakashipu then calls Prahlad Maharaj and asks him, my dear child, you're going to school, so can you say something? You can speak whatever you feel is good. Then Prahlad Maharaj says, Tatsadu manye suravarya dehinam sada samudvigna diyam asatgrahat hitva ma patam graham andakupam vanam gato yat dharim ashrayeta. So Prahlad Maharaj says, O best of the asuras, king of the demons. So as far as I've learned from my spiritual master, any persons who have accepted a temporary body and temporary household life is certainly embarrassed by the anxiety because of having fallen in the dark well where there is no water but only suffering. So one should give up this position and go to the forest vana, basically. More clearly, one should go to Vrindavana, where only Krishna consciousness is prevalent, and should take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then Hiranyakashipu laughs at Prahlad Maharaj. Then he asks his teacher, what are you teaching? Like, are you teaching all this stuff? Then they say that we didn't teach all this. So Hiranyakashipu tells them that to only teach Prahlad Maharaj the materialistic subjects. Then Chanda and Amarka took Prahlad to Gurukul again, and they again teach him, and they got him back to Hiranyakashipu. He asked Prahlad Maharaj again, like, okay, whatever your teachers has taught. Earlier he said we can speak anything, but now he says, whatever your teachers have taught, speak that. Then Prahlad Maharaj says, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. So there are 9 processes of bhakti. Shravanam, hearing about the Lord. Kirtanam, chanting the glories of the Lord. Vishnu, Smaranam, remembering the Lord. Padasevanam, serving the lotus feet of the Lord. Archanam, offering worship to the Lord. Vandanam, offering prayers to the Lord. Dasyam, serving the Lord as a servant. Sakyam, being the friend of the Lord. Atmanivedanam, offering everything to the Lord. So Hiranyakashipu, after hearing this from Prahlad Maharaj, he becomes furious. He asked, where did you learn all this? Then Prahlad says that the persons who are too addicted because of the uncontrolled senses, who are Matirna Krishna Paratasvatova. So he says because of their uncontrolled senses, persons too addicted to materialistic life make progress towards hellish conditions and repeatedly chew that which has already been chewed. So unless you bathe yourself with the dust of the lotus feet of the devotees, you cannot get any devotional inspiration. So he speaks many shlokas to establish this point that only by the association of devotees one can serve or become a devotee of Lord Hari or Krishna. Then Hiranyakashipu became extremely furious and ordered to kill the Prahlad Maharaj. So till that time, he was keeping Prahlad on his lap, but then he threw him and he tells them to kill this child. So everyone in the kingdom was worshipping Hiranyakashipu and they are not worshipping Lord Hari. But only this 5-year-old child, Prahlad Maharaj, he is the one who's not worshipping Hiranyakashipu. So Hiranyakashipu could not tolerate that. He wanted to kill his own son because of his devotion to Krishna. Prahlad Maharaj, his mind is completely captured by Krishna, right? He was feeling that embrace. His father was criticizing him, teachers were criticizing, other members were criticizing. But Prahlad Maharaj's devotion to Krishna did not slacken even a bit. So that is the specialty of Prahlad Maharaj. So in our life also, people may criticize us for our spiritual inclination, and that is the nature of this world, right? Devotees are always in minority. Unless we sincerely stick to the path, we will be deviated from the path, because there will be gossip, there will be allurements, and there will be criticisms, and because of that demotivation, we might deviate from the path. So we should make sure that we are sincerely following the path of Krishna consciousness. So despite all this criticism, gossip, or despite all the discouragements, demotivation, Prahlad committed to be on the path of bhakti, and his bhakti did not even slacken even slightly. So that is what we have to learn from Prahlad Maharaj. So let us not deviate from the path of Krishna consciousness, despite of so many allurements from Maya, so many temptations. So we have to tolerate all temptations and terminate all tribulations. So we need to hold on to the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. So our little Prahlad is experiencing the prema, the love of the Supreme Lord. So how do we, when we chant sincerely, and when we hear Srimad Bhagavatam, when we worship the deities, we will also experience love of Krishna, even in the sadhaka stage, right? Even in sadhaka stage, we can experience some mercy of Krishna. So Krishna is showering his love, or showering his prema by the association of devotees, by with prasad or service to him. And when we hear the Harikatha, so we can taste that love of Krishna when we are committed to the path. So Hiranyakashipu made like so many attempts to kill Prahlad. He makes hundreds of attempts. Like he throws him in front of the elephants. He is thrown out of the mountain, from the top of the mountain, and he is thrown in the pit of the poisonous snakes. And he asks his servants to kill him with the deadly weapons. So all these trials, there were so many attempts were made to kill Prahlad Maharaj. But Prahlad Maharaj didn't try to protect himself anytime. But the Supreme Lord, Krishna, took it as his responsibility to protect Prahlad Maharaj. And this is what Krishna promises, right? Ananyas chintayanto mam yejana paripasate tesham nitya viptanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. So Ananya is without any deviation. Krishna uses this Ananya several times. Ananya Bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti, Uttama Bhakti, Akinchana Bhakti. So these are like synonyms of pure devotional service. And Prahlad Maharaj is a perfect example of all these things. So Prahlad Maharaj is the son of Hiranyakashipu, who is the king of the three worlds. If Prahlad Maharaj listens to Hiranyakashipu, he can sit on the throne and rule the three worlds. But Prahlad Maharaj considers it as a blade of grass. He wants to become he doesn't want to become the ruler of the three worlds. He wants to be ruled by Krishna's prema, Krishna's love. So he was thinking that he need to take shelter of Srimati Radharani. He need to take shelter of the Supreme Lord Krishna. So that was his focus. So Krishna says, Yoga Kshema Vahamyaham, like I carry what they lack, and I preserve what they have, right? Whatever we need to advance in Krishna consciousness, Krishna will provide that. whatever we donate, Krishna will take away from us. So even if it is wealth, if wealth is an obstacle for us to progress in Krishna consciousness, Krishna will take away that. So when we sincerely desire to maintain our determination to be on the path of Krishna consciousness, Krishna will protect our devotion. Like he will protect our connection to Krishna, and he will also give kshema. So Prahlad Maharaj was protected by all material calamities, protected by he was with the help. Narada Muni protected him when he was in the womb of Kayadu, when Devatas were attacking. The Lord protected, and when demons were attacking, the Lord protected. This is the specialty of Krishna consciousness. Basically, Prahlad Maharaj was, even though he was unaffected by all these attacks, Krishna was always there to protect him. So Hiranyakashipu and all devatas, they are very fearful, but Prahlad Maharaj, who is just 5 years old, he is not fearful, and fearful of him. And then Hiranyakashipu thinks that I think maybe because of this child, I will be killed. And Hiranyakashipu is none other than Jaya, right? He is one of the Lord's devotees. So Lord always fulfills the desires of his devotees. So when Hiranyakashipu said that, the Lord noted it, and Narada said to the Devatas that you cannot kill Prahlad Maharaj. So Narada's words also became true. So the Lord will make sure, Krishna will make sure that his devotees' words will become true. Whether it is Hiranyakashipu, whether it is Prahlad Maharaj, whether it is Lord Brahma, or whether it is Narada Muni. So Shanda and Ambarka said that he is, they said to Hiranyakashipu that he is a small boy. Don't take his word seriously. Once he grows little bit, then he will forget everything. So they again took him back to the school. Again, the same classes, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Samadhana, Veda, Danda, right? Then Prahlad thought that I should conduct separate classes for these students in the students there. So during break hours, Prahlad Maharaj would conduct like special classes. He says he used to say to the kids that human life is very rare. Half of the life is gone in sleeping, and half of the life is gone in the material activities, useless activities. So better you utilize this human life to worship the Lord. So all friends. They were pure and innocent. So they sincerely heard the teachings of Prahlad Maharaj, and they started chanting the Lord's names, the Supreme Lord's names. And the teachers became very insecure. And they went to Hiranyakashipu and said that we cannot educate your child. He is educating other students, and he is also making them devotees of Krishna. You handle him. So they will leave Prahlad Maharaj at Hiranyakashipu, and they will go. And when again Prahlad Maharaj was brought in front of Hiranyakashipu, so the entire universe is it is said that entire universe is terrorized by Hiranyakashipu. So there is also a chapter in Srimad Bhagavatam where it says Hiranyakashipu, the title says Hiranyakashipu terrorizes the universe, right? Hiranyakashipu thinks that I am able to terrorize the whole universe, but I am not able to terrorize this little child. So he says to Prahlad, like, on whose strength are you so fearless? Then Prahlad Maharaj says, the source of my strength is the source of your strength also. So in one of the lectures, Sri Prabhupada was mentioning that with a reporter, when a reporter asks Srila Prabhupada that, so he says that, so Krishna is your God. So Srila Prabhupada says, Krishna is your God as well. So, so here, similar to what Prahlad Maharaj says. So Hiranyakashipu always he hated Krishna, right? And here is Prahlad Maharaj, who is completely crashing his ego, saying that the source of your strength is Krishna. So devotees are convinced that everybody has their strength in Krishna's blessings. So even though Krishna's blessings are the source of everyone's strength, so there would be a long discussion between Prahlad Maharaj and Hiranyakashipu. At one point, Hiranyakashipu asks, like, you are saying God, Hari, where is this Hari? Prahlad Maharaj says that my Lord is Sarva Desha Vyapa and Sarva Kala Vyapa. He is there in all phases of time, in all locations. So Hiranyakashipu asks, is he there in this pillar? So Prahlad Maharaj says, of course he is there. And Prahlad, when he said Hiranyakashipu, he broke the pillar and the Supreme Lord manifests in an unusual form. He appeared in half lion and half human form. It's a very ferocious form. Actually, Krishna doesn't have to appear in this form, right? He can appear in a human form or a Devata form, in any form. But he wanted to respect the boon given by his devotee, Lord Brahma, to another devotee, Hiranyakashipu. So Krishna bestows autonomy to his devotees, devatas, and respects their autonomy. So it is, even though it's not necessary to appear in Narsimha form to kill Hiranyakashipu, but the Supreme Lord respected all the boons given by Brahma. For example, if there is a manager and and a person who is working under the manager, and the person sees something to um, to perform the task to another person, but manager comes and says, it's, you don't do like this, and he does everything. So and then what is the use of the person who is working under the manager, right? He feels, why am I here? So similarly, but here Krishna fulfills the boons given by Lord Brahma. He respects the boons given by Lord Brahma. So Lord Krishna puts Nrsimhadev puts Hiranyakashipu on his lap, on the doorstep, not inside or not outside, and he would be fighting from till evening. But in the evening time, he puts him on his lap, and he kills him. Right? Not in the air, not on the land. So he kills with his nails, not with any weapon, not morning or night, in the evening. So in this way, Hiranyakashipu is killed by Lord Nrsimhadev after like a great fight. And Prahlad, when he sees that Lord Nrsimhadev came and he saw this mercy upon himself, and he becomes very happy. So all the devatas appear there to praise Lord Nrsimhadev. And Nrsimhadev, when he killed Hiranyakashipu, he pulled out all the intestines. He pulls out all the intestines and wears them as garlands. And later he pulled out. They said that he pulled out his heart and said, "This is my place. I have to be in this place. Why is this fellow?" And enter envy, pride, and greed to sit in the same place. So then he looks at it and he throws the heart. So our heart is meant for Krishna to sit. So when we go to a home and they offer a seat, and in the same seat another person comes and sits beside us, and another person comes in the same seat and they sit, one more person comes, so like that we won't be comfortable, like, right? In the similarly, like when we give the seat for pride, greed, anger, where Krishna is staying, Krishna won't be comfortable. right? So we have to clean our heart of these anarthas. So hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is a process of cleaning our hearts. So then Lord Nrsimhadev sat on the throne of Hiranyakashipu to show that my devotee, who is Hiranyakashipu, is Jaya, even in the form of a demon, he is fortunate. He sat there and he continues to maintain his angry mood. Then all the devatas started offering prayers, but it was self-centered. The prayers of the devatas were like self-centered. Like, for example, Nagas prayed that this Hiranyakashipu stole all my monies. Thank you, Lord. We got our monies back. And Siddhas will be praying that this Hiranyakashipu has taken all our mystic powers. Manus will be praying that he did not allow the Varnashrama to be implemented in this world. So Gandharvas will be praying that he made us sing for himself. So all these prayers were in terms of how they were benefited when Lord Nrsimhadev killed Hiranyakashipu. But Nrsimhadev was not pacified by these prayers. Then someone approached Lakshmi Devi and asked her, "Can you please pacify Lord Nrsimhadev?" So she says that I have never seen him in this form and I'm very afraid. So Nrsimhadev is actually an eternal form. Lakshmi Devi has seen this form several times. But by the influence of Leela Shakti, Lakshmi Devi felt little fearful to enhance that special mood. Lord Nrsimhadev, when he is angry, everyone becomes fearful. There is no fear um, in the hearts of devotees. So, especially when Nrsimhadev, who is a protector of his devotees, uh, devotees don't fear. They're not fearful of Lord Nrsimhadev, right? But to generate that Adbhuta Rasa, astonishment, he was very fierce, and all the devatas, Charanas, Gandharvas, Siddhas, Kimpurishas, Munis, Prajapatis, Manus, and even Lakshmi Devi, they were all fearful. Then Lord Brahma went to Prahlad Maharaj and says that Prahlad, the Supreme Lord appeared for you. So you go go and pacify the Lord. So here, when the entire universe has failed to achieve some service, and we are asked to do that, then we will be proud, right? But Prahlad Maharaj didn't had any tinge of pride. He was, even though he was a chosen person, but he did not deny the opportunity. So when Lord Brahma asked him, so he said yes, he will do it. So there were like different prayers Prahlad Maharaj offers. In the first prayer, he says there is Brahma, all the avatars, Munis and Siddhas. They are in Sattva Guna, and their words are flowing like rivers. Uh, so if they could not appease you, I am coming from an Ugra Jati, I'm coming from a demonic family. How can I appease you? Prahlad Maharaj says so. Prahlad Maharaj felt that he's not qualified to appease the Lord. Although he's like 5 years old, he's so humble. So sometimes immature devotees feel pride for the privileged opportunities, right? But uh, mature devotees, they become humble by those opportunities. That does not mean that we deny the opportunities. Prahlad Maharaj accepted the opportunity, and then he started offering prayers. And then the next prayer he says, um, like I consider wealth and the followers or beauty or austerity or education, all these does not please you, my Lord. Then what pleases you is only bhakti. Bhaktya tu Bhaktya tutosha Bhagavan Gaja Yutapaya. Even elephant Even an elephant can please you if he has bhakti, right? Like Gajendra. The Lord is satisfied only with devotion. So the next question Prahlad asks himself, like, do I have devotion? Prahlad is saying, by the mercy of Narada Muni, I have some bhakti. Whatever bhakti he has, it was given as charity by Narada Muni. With that little bhakti, may I attempt to appease you, my Lord, he says. So then he says that let me keep all my disqualifications aside, and then let me be completely dependent upon your mercy to offer these prayers. So we cannot do anything without the mercy of the Supreme Lord. Even to offer prayers to the Supreme Lord, we need Krishna's mercy. So a devotee understands that he or she may be disqualified, but Krishna's mercy is greater than his qualification. So, however disqualified I may be, Krishna's mercy will help me in doing this service. Right? So he said, Prahlad Maharaj says that you appear to cause protection to devotees, but the opposite is happening here. Your devotees are getting fearful. So can you please control your anger? Now that you have killed Hiranyakashipu, there is no need of anger. And everybody is afraid here. So he says that, but I am not afraid of your fearful form. So Bhayanakasya, it says it's a fearful form. Your tongue is shedding blood, and your eyes are like sun, and you have fearful teeth. You are wearing garland of intestines. Generally, Krishna wears garland of the forest flowers, right? Vanyasraja. But here, Antrasraja. It says, you are wearing garland of intestines. Your ears are like wedges. So, but Prahlad Maharaj is not afraid of that form because because the Lord came as Nrsimhadev for Prahlad Maharaj, to protect Prahlad Maharaj, right? Srila Prabhupada says that a big elephant may be afraid of entering the sea or ocean, but a little fish is not afraid because the fish has taken shelter of the ocean. So, however strong we may be on a material plane, if we have not taken shelter of Krishna, we are weak only. And however weak we may be on a material plane, if we have taken shelter of Krishna, we are the strongest person. And Prahlad Maharaj is saying your fearsome form is removing fear in my heart. So some people, when they just come and see Lord Nrsimhadev in his calm, they become very fearful. But a devotee is not, right? For a devotee, Nrsimhadev is like beautiful, and he's very beautiful, and he's protective, right? So Prahlad Maharaj offers many prayers. My dear Lord, no one can protect if you neglect them. And there are so many prayers offered. Finally, there would be one more prayer where Prahlad Maharaj says, although I'm afraid of Maya, because I'm absorbed my mind in your glories, I have one cause of lamentation. What is that? Like these people, for the purpose of sense enjoyment, they are carrying great burden of Maya Sukha. They are carrying burden of material happiness, seeing that Prahlad Maharaj is getting concerned. So there are so many prayers. Then Lord Nrsimhadev says that, I'm pleased with your prayers. Ask whatever benediction you want. Then Prahlad Maharaj says that I'm already in dynasty of demons, already infested with so many desires. You are still tempting me with these boons. So I'm not a businessman. I don't want to exchange my bhakti for some material benedictions. My devotion service is rendering selfless service to you. Ahaituki apratihata. So Prahlad is a very good example of this. And if you want to bestow boon, please kill my material desires from my heart. So Nrsimhadev says, okay, that is granted. And Nrsimhadev asks, like, I want you to rule as king of demons for one mantra. And Prahlad asks for one more benediction. And he says, like, my father hated you and troubled me in so many ways, but I want you to show some mercy upon him, give him liberation. So Nrsimhadev said that what to speak of your father, but several generations are liberated. When someone in the family becomes a devotee, not only the devotee, the entire family is benefited, right? Therefore, we should not discourage anyone who is showing some sincerity in devotion service. That benefits everyone. To have a devotee in a family makes family so glorious in the eyes of God, in the eyes of all all people. Then Lord Nrsimhadev calls Lord Brahma. Like he chastises, like, why did you give this such type of boons to such kind of demonic people? And don't do that. Then Brahma says, okay. Then Lord Nrsimhadev will leave. Then Prahlad Maharaj is enthroned as king, and Lord Brahma personally did all the rituals. Prahlad Maharaj offers obeisances to all the devatas and all the people. That and he will rule for 1 month as king of the demons. So I'll conclude here. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Sundari Lalita Mataji. Anybody has any comments, any feedback? I just have a comment that I really like that kind of grounded, calm energy with which you expressed your conviction, your faith. And I like that the way you expressed everything that we already know, but the way with which you were able to put your heart into it, and all the way you quoted the verses, the way you expressed was very sincere. So I really appreciated it. Thank you so much for your energy, and feel like that Prahlad Maharaj mood, very sattva guna. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Mataji.
Any other comments or questions for Sundari Lalita Mataji?
Mataji, it was a beautiful class. Very, very, very well delivered.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you for your encouragement.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
This was a beautiful class, Mataji. I have never heard Prahlad Maharaj's story like you narrated. It was very beautiful. So I have a question. So Mataji, you said that if the person or the devotee who's listening to the katha doesn't have the desire to listen, will not get all the benefit. So Mataji, so what do you suggest for the others who doesn't have desire, but we still keep asking them to hear the katha?
So if they don't have the desire, I mean, what I've heard is, if they don't have the desire, first give the mercy of Krishna through prasad or some kirtan or something like that, which they would be interested in. And then slowly we can bring them to Katha.
Bring them.
Please add Mataji. Mataji.
And also we can pray for them.
Okay.
Right.
That's a move of Prahlad, like compassion prayer. We're not trying to convert them. We actually feel compassion because they don't know Krishna consciousness. They don't know how to do it. So we have some compassion, and what we do when we are in compassion is we don't push them, we pray for them that they can
Right.
become ready. Because when they are ready, they will naturally, people will be eager to hear. But when we're not ready, nothing, no flower blooms until it's time. No flower, no fruit will ripen unless it's time. And similarly, also the consciousness of people, it's not something we can force. So we pray for them that may Krishna bless them. And it's rare. That's why it's even Krishna says, right? Manushanam Sahasreshu. Durlabha. It's actually Durlabha. It's not easily attained. It's hard. Many lifetimes of tapas and sattvaguna makes somebody interested in Krishna and Krishna consciousness. So we're supposed to feel compassion for them and pray. And as you said, prasadam, the best way.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you to you both. Hare Krishna.
Sure.
Anything else, Sundari Lalita Devi, would you like to add to end your talk today?
Oh, Mataji, thank you so much for the opportunity. Because of that, I was able to
I
learn
felt
something.
like that because I was so much in Rajas Guna and during your class, because I'm like, whatever, my tickets and whatever, and I was like a little bit in anxiety. And after listening to your class, I'm like, yeah, just be like Prahlad Maharaj. You don't have to like fight anything. Just let it go. So it was really nice.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we can
You
end
gave a
here.
chance for me to learn as well. So much.
No, I think it's the best way. The best way to learn is to teach.
Right. Yeah.
How was your preparation? Like when you were preparing, what did you feel? Did you feel some absorption, some realization?
Yeah, I felt that I have to learn the shlokas of prayers of Prahlad Maharaj. It's so
They're
very
beautiful,
beautiful
right?
shlokas.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very beautiful. Yeah.
Okay, we can conclude here. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for participating. And let us thank Sundari Lalita and look forward to hear another presentation. You see what you feel inspired, which topic, and we look forward to hear from you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.